being in the hospital and laying on the bed and the person saying that if you don't change your ways, if you don't get help, you will not be here to see your next birthday. Alright, so it's gonna be another sit down video today because I have a lot of things to say, and if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll know that last night my account actually got hacked into, which was just lovely, as you can assume, but they ended up leaving a very nasty note. And before I say anything more, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for all of the love and support that you continuously give to me. It means the world. No matter how many negative comments that I get, your love and support will always, even if I get caught up in the negativity because I'm human, it will always outweigh the negative. But because so many people have now seen that note, I just want to come on here and express my thoughts and feelings, especially because I feel bad that so many people had to see such a nasty note that maybe affected how they feel. I just want to acknowledge the fact that I am living in a very socially acceptable body. This by no means is me trying to say that I am, have it worse than anyone else, because I know that people have it a lot worse than me. This is just my story, and I just want to say that before anyone rips me a new butthole. So, body shaming. This lovely little thing is something that we all probably deal with in our everyday lives, and it just gets magnified when we go online. In, I'm gonna say 6th grade, I was very excited and eager to go to a new school, but sadly that excitement did not last long, because in the 6th grade was the first time I ever really dealt with bullying or body shaming. Now, to me, being, young and confused, I thought, okay, so they're bullying me for my thighs being too big. So the solution to that, to me, just growing up in the society that we are today, the magazines, the commercials, I thought, okay, so the solution is to make my thighs smaller. To me, that made sense. But what I didn't know back then, being, little 6th grade Jen, was that the innocent, I guess, diet that I thought that I could go on would spiral me into a full-blown eating disorder. So in 6th grade, I started to give my lunches away at school. I started to find excuses to not eat dinner. I did all of this because, just like all of us, we wanted to feel loved and respected and liked. So the next few years of my life were spent just so obsessed with my body and food. Everything that I did was, is this going to make me gain weight? Is this going to make me lose weight? Is this going to make me skinnier? Is this going to make me fatter? So as I grew older and as the internet became more prevalent, I started to, search for ways to lose weight. I got onto the Fitspo Tumblr sites where people would post food and the calories, and then I got introduced to calorie counting, and then I got introduced to, workouts, and I was so enthralled in this stuff because to me, this meant happiness. To me, this meant that I could be liked by people. And I will admit that I bought the lies that diet culture sold me. I bought the lies that if I was thinner, I would be happier. If I was thinner, I would be more worthy, that people would like me better. So I went to really extreme measures to try and get that happiness. Something as innocent as cutting out white bread because it was perceived as bad then started to, turn into cutting out carbs completely. It is extremely sad to me to look back on my life and to think about all of the memories and food and just experiences that I missed out on being so caught up in trying to be thin. I truthfully did not think I had a problem, and I thought that all of these people, like my boyfriend and my family, I thought they were all out to get me, or they didn't want me to be happy, because I didn't understand why they were so concerned and wanted me to stop. So it was 2014 when I went to the doctors and ended up passing out, getting ambulance to the hospital. And I don't remember much because of the brain fog that comes with an eating disorder, but I do remember being in the hospital and laying on the bed and the person saying that if you don't change your ways, if you don't get help, you will not be here to see your next birthday. And that scared me. It scared me that I didn't know how serious it was. It scared me because I didn't realize that what I was doing to be liked, to be thin, it almost costed me my life. So from that day on, that is when I started my journey to recovery. And I say recovery in quotations because recovery has been a journey, to say the least. It has been a lot of ups and downs. When I first started out recovery, I was very nervous. I had a fear of weight gain. I'm not afraid to admit that. So in 2014, 2015, I got on the trend of fitness. I thought that that was the way for me to recover. And I'm not saying it didn't help me recover, but I definitely confused fitness with recovery because I believe, my personal opinion right here, that recovery is not fitness. In my experience, I used fitness as a way to further control my eating disorder, but a more socially acceptable way, because like, yeah, I'm counting calories, yeah, I'm going to the gym, but like hashtag fitness, when in reality, I still had that very obsessive mindset where I have to go to the gym to eat. I have to go to the gym so I don't gain weight. And that was really toxic because that's not real recovery. Now, 2015, 2016, when I was at my fittest, it was very toxic for me because yes, I may have looked the part, but I don't think that people realized on the inside how bad I was. I would be praised online. I would be, told that I was body goals, that I was so dedicated, that I was so motivational. I don't blame people for praising me, but it was very hard when you were stuck in this very, very bad mindset and being praised because you feel like you can't change. You feel like you're stuck. And I guess I felt like I was trapped in this body where on the outside I looked fit and I looked healthy, but on the inside I was dying inside. But I knew that I couldn't live my entire life being this way. I couldn't live my entire life being afraid of going out to eat or being afraid of taking a rest day from the gym. So I had to make a change. And I won't sit here and sugarcoat it for you guys. There are days where I think about it and I'm like, I don't even know how I did this. I don't know how I got here. And so my Instagram started to become less fitness and more about my journey to recovery and being okay with weight gain and being okay with letting go of your old self. And I guess I just was not prepared for the amount of shaming that came along with changing. Taking up space and growing in a world that tells us that we will be worthless unless we shrink ourselves is honestly one of the most powerful and hardest and strongest things that you will ever do. So I take those comments and I use them to fuel myself, to fuel us, to fuel what I believe in. I've had to come to terms with the fact that people will look at my pictures and they will see someone with abs and they will see someone without abs now, and they will just assume things about me. They will assume I'm unhealthy. They will assume that I'm lazy. They will assume that I've let myself go without taking into consideration anything else. And I feel like that is what is so ignorant about body shaming, is that you never know what someone is going through or what someone has gone through. Those people don't know that back then when I had abs, I hated every minute that I was awake. My hair was falling out, I didn't have a period, and my quality of life was terrible. But it's funny that they don't care about that. They don't care about how my life now is just, it's blossomed into this, I feel alive again. But they don't care about that because I'm not what they perceive as fit. And I don't blame them anymore for thinking that way because I've learned to dissect why they think that way. They think that way because of the society that we have been brought up in. The fact that we have just pushed this notion of fit is this one size fits all. You cannot see fitness. You can't just assume that because someone has abs that they must be the epitome of healthy, and just because someone doesn't have abs that they must be unhealthy. Like, that's a very ignorant thing to do. You don't know why that person gained weight. You don't know why that person lost weight. Like, there are so many reasons why we look the way that we do, and to go online, hide behind a keyboard and shame someone, or even if you're at the grocery store and you see someone and they're really thin or they're maybe really big, it's not right to shame someone when you know nothing about them. And at the end of the day, if you are someone who is being body shamed, whether it be online, whether it be by friends, whether it be by family, that there will be people who will try and tear you down to make you feel like your entire self-worth, that your entire life is based off of the space that you take up in this world. And I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. Your worth is not the size of your jeans. Your worth is not the amount of hours that you spend in the gym. And I'm sorry that people are so ignorant. I just think it's funny that we assume that because someone is anti-diet culture or because someone wants to promote loving themselves, we just automatically assume that they must be unhealthy. I work out probably 4 to 5 times a week. I eat my veggies, I eat my fruit, I eat my popcorn. Like, I'm not afraid of food anymore. I feel strong, I feel energized, yet I will still get told that I am unhealthy. I will still get body shamed, and I still will get told that I looked better before. Really hope that by speaking about that I can help, you know, someone who was like my 6th grade self, who thought that this body, you know, this body that we put on a pedestal, this perfect body, that is the body that will bring us happiness. Because self-love does not come from necessarily changing your body. It doesn't come from being something that you're not. Self-love is literally a reward of the actions that you make every single day to love yourself. And by no means is it easy, and by no means is it, you know, a walk in the park, but it is so worth it, because our lives are, you know, they're meant to be lived, and they're not meant to be, you know, restricted. You know, so the next time that you are being body shamed, I want you to understand where this hatred comes from. Why these people do this is not a reflection of you, but a reflection of themselves, and a reflection of what they have been conditioned to perceive as healthy or beauty. And if you're watching this and you are someone who does body shame people, maybe it's just jokingly, maybe you do it because you think it's funny. I want you guys to remember that joking about someone's weight, about someone's body, that kind of stuff, you say it in 30 seconds, it can stay with someone for literally their entire life. Never know someone's story. You don't know. The people who make fun of me for gaining weight don't know that I was severely underweight and how unhealthy I was, which it's not my job to explain that to them, but you have to remember that. And you have to remember that you don't actually know what people are going through or have been through. And it's so important to be kind to one another, because, you know, that might be the only kindness that that person sees all day. And you know who you are. So as long as you are happy with yourself and you know that you are a good human, people can say what they want because they're gonna judge you regardless. So I'm gonna leave you guys with a quote, because this quote has helped me so much whenever I feel down about the mean comments or body shamers or whatever it is. And it's, some people will dislike you because you do not dislike yourself. And I mean, that's like a mic drop for me, because at the end of the day, a lot of people who hate on people who love themselves are just people who really desperately want to love themselves the exact same way. That is all for today. I really hope that you watched this video and maybe it changed your mind on how you see other people, how you judge other people. Maybe it made you feel warm and fuzzy inside because you can relate. We need more kindness in the world, and we need to stop judging people.